We have our first questioner, a friend of ours, Miss Allie the Piper.
Howdy, hey. So my question is actually a question that I've been asked in the past, but I want to completely spin it around because obviously for me it was about bagpipes. So if there was one governing body that kind of had the say over all of heritage celebration in terms of like Highland Dress and everything that you guys are both so knowledgeable on, and overnight you became the two people in charge of that governing body, what are the first changes that you would implement to help support the community's growth and make it a more inviting and exciting place?
Sure. I think what I would probably do would be remove people's desire to control what other people want to do. If you want to wear a specific thing and honor your culture in your own way, as long as you're not being disrespectful to it or making a mockery of it or a caricature of it, I think there's definitely a gray area or a fine line, but allowing individuality to flourish within it. So if you want to dress uber traditionally, meaning like 1920s type traditionally, or if you want to dress Jacobite-esque, or if you want to wear a great kilt and incorporate it into contemporary dress, I think there's room for all of it. And I think just because one person wants to wear a purple kilt doesn't mean that he's a bad person. He's just got a different sense of fashion.
There are other reasons why he's a bad person.
That's fair. But if fashion doesn't evolve and if it's not incorporated into our daily lives, then it will become stagnant and it will die. It'll become a relic. It'll be a thing that's never touched because it's put away in a box and only taken out for specific events or specific occasions. So I think there needs to be a little bit of fresh life breathed within it. And it doesn't mean that if you want to wear it traditionally, you are wrong, or if you want to wear it contemporarily, you are wrong. There's room for both. And can't we all just get along? Isn't there a way to be able to have fun with it and make it your own without looking down on other people who do it a slightly different way than you?
I have a technical answer, but I think, yeah, basically traditional Highland dress should stay traditional Highland dress. It's a compass point that we can all look to. Now, what you do in your own balance between traditional national dress and making sure you're on point representing the national dress versus personal expression is a spectrum. And some people will be further away from the compass point, other people will be closer to it, but some people will be like, nope, this is what I'm doing, I'm not doing anything else. There's room for everybody. What I would say from a more technical standpoint is that we've recently seen that the Scottish Tartans Authority, which is the governing body that records all tartans ever, have changed their methodology in recent years to tighten things up a little bit, which has made it harder to get people who have designed tartans to get them onto the registry. And it's minutia, some of which is born of the fact that they were overwhelmed and they were worried about the records getting muddied in some ways. But at the same time, what we're seeing more and more is that there are going to be people who are designing new tartans who will never bother to register them. They'll get them woven for their own personal collection or whatever, or they'll get them woven and in copyright because for them it's part of their business. They will not necessarily go into the register. And in the fullness of time, since the register is our best vehicle for preserving this knowledge, I think that's a bit short-sighted because there are hundreds, thousands of new tartans all the time. It's an incredibly rich art form and it's getting bigger all the time. If we don't keep a record of it that is inclusive, we're missing out. And especially now because more and more people are putting symbolism into the tartans they design. It's not like the old days where you just said, well, I like red and blue, so ta-da! No, people are putting very specific meanings coded into either the colors or the thread counts for the tartans. And so you're losing those stories. So if I could change one thing, it would be to get the Scottish Register of Tartans, he's the boss, to kind of take the stick out, to be honest, to be perfectly crass about it. But yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much.